3.
Hello, welcome to Oregon Quilting and Merry Christmas. We hope you enjoy our special program today. It's all about things that we can make and things that we can, quick, easy projects for Christmas. But first, we need to have our show and tell. And so, as always, my ever faithful co-host, Faith, is here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
And Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Sorry, I'm not wearing a green shirt, but I have to be different today. Somebody said I always wear a green shirt, so I had to prove them wrong. This is by Angela in, did we get that? Oh.
St. Helens?
In St. Helens. This was her challenge fabric, was with the little hearts and the ribbons. And she did a lovely job on it. So I will expect this in my Christmas stocking. Yeah, sure, you bet.
No problem.
And she did I had to take her out a little bit more of the red so she could do this around the edge. Or was that the back?
It was the red and the print.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the print. And I got to see her sewing room, which is lovely. She came and helped me with my sewing room. Can you call it a sewing room if it's, well, it does have a floor. We found that yesterday. This is the back. She pieced it. This has a lovely, it's kind of sparkly. It's glittery.
Glitter.
So it's going to be nice for the
the
back. Yeah. Oh, and she did a lovely job on the back of this. If you can see that. She did a nice job.
She always has
Almost
scenes.
Lori perfect. Of course, Lori's perfection is, again, paper piecing. She makes us look so, I don't know. I just can't do that well.
Why don't we just fold it up?
Okay.
That will be bound with the green.
Yeah, that it'll be bound with this
With the
green?
dark green.
With the dark green, yeah. Then, okay, it's kind of like things we're working on. Okay, now you have to understand, I'm not really fast at things. This is a wall hanging that I am making for my son, who is at the University of Puget Sound,
Let's hold it.
taking Japanese and, let's see, arts and languages. And I cannot remember who made this, but there's a number of different prints. I don't think it's Miller. I'll have to look on the panels, but there's a number of different panels, and they have gold on them, you know, just a gold like lame. And what we did was we stitched everywhere there was gold to kind of make it stand out.
With needle and thread.
Oh yeah, which
By
don't
hand.
do this at home. Don't leave it stuck in there like that, like I did. I learned my lesson on white fabric. Anyway, I'm just kind of lost as to what to do here because I don't really want to take away from that because this kind of makes it stand out. So that's something I'm working on for my son.
That's beautiful.
It was supposed to be for last Christmas. He might get it this Christmas. I don't know. We were talking about, last time, we were talking about things you get at garage sales and Goodwill or anywhere. You can really find fabric anywhere. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, even Harbor Freight has, rags. So, anyway, I found this miniature quilt at an estate sale. And the lady that made it is no longer with us. Bless her little heart. I'm guessing this is a doll's quilt. It is a log cabin.
Yes, it is.
And from the look of the material, I'm thinking it's at least 30 years old. I'm not sure. But it's been around for a while. She did a lovely job on it. But it's just one of the things you can find when you're rooting around in somebody's stuff.
Go to somebody's garage
Yeah.
sale. You've got treasures in your treasure box.
And I also picked this up at the same place. And in it, I put yo-yos. Now, I've been working on yo-yos for about 2 years. And if you're not familiar with yo-yos, they're made by Clover. And a number of places sell them. Can I mention places?
Yes.
Joanne Fabrics. What is their name?
Does Michael's have them?
Yes, Michael's does have them. And there's the circles. And I seem to have lost the tiny circle, which makes this teeny tiny one. Or no, that's not. Yeah. That's the little one. And we have the shamrock, or the flower. And then we have the heart. I have found this one and the flower to be the hardest to do. I guess maybe I'm just not coordinated enough. But somewhere in here is a heart. Oops. Oh, here's the teeny tiny one. That is actually a yo-yo.
Oh my goodness.
Can you get that? That's a yo-yo. I know, they're
You have much more
too
patience than I do.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with patience. It's total terror. Also, something else I found, and I found it at a big box store, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
I don't get out much, so when I do, I pick through everything. I found one of the gals, actually our friend Karen, 2 years ago, popped up with this really cool light. And I'm like, oh, I want one. She says, well, they come in twos, and you can get it at Costco. I went to Costco. Well, they were evidently so popular that they were out. So I found some this last week.
That's a light?
It's a light. It goes around your neck. You hook it like this. And if you don't have a really bad double chin like me, don't want to shine it into the...
Oh, for your...
And you can do, your handwork, and even in the dark. Yours doesn't do the red. Oh, well. See, now she'll probably want to trade me.
She probably will. That is cool.
And the batteries are just right up in here, and it's really lightweight. It doesn't, I'm guessing it's barely an ounce. Maybe, I think all the weight is probably in the...
That would make a wonderful Christmas gift for all of you who are trying to decide what to get for the quilter in your life.
Yep, that has everything.
That's right.
Everything, yes, of course. Now, if you watched the show last month, you saw that we were we were at the coast at the castle.
The castle.
Julie, one of our members, the one that was doing the angle play, as well as Karen, has a embroidery machine, and she does some really awesome things with it. things you wouldn't think you could do with an embroidery machine, I suppose. She made us, oh, I don't even have it. It's in my coat. Keychains with the date and where we were at a retreat, with the first retreat we went to with her. This is our patch. Women of many amazing,
beautiful talents. Yes.
Right?
I have to spell it. I have to spell it every time.
And actually, we're actually more Western Washington in Western Oregon than we are Southwestern Washington.
That's true.
But that's okay. But she did this little wombat. We thought he was just adorable. And we thank her very much. And it's very cool that someone can come up with something like this, just off the top of her head. And we thank you very much, Julie.
Go ahead.
This is Julie's Angle Play Challenge of the month. She took some beautiful fabric. Let's see, what was the fabric she got for the challenge? Was it the poinsettia?
The poinsettia.
Yeah, the poinsettia and the red was her challenge.
She also got these little...
Oh, that's right. And she also got the little pine cones.
And she got the back, too.
Yeah. And this is, again, with that Angle Play by Margaret Miller.
And I believe she said it's Jupiter. The pattern is Jupiter, so.
And Margaret Miller is now a wombat. She's on our wombats page.
And we thank her very much for letting so many of us use the Angle Play and be part of what she does. So thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now I just have to get over to Karen since she lives closest to me to teach me how to use them.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Alrighty, well.
Okay. Thank you, Faith. And our next person, actually we have two people with us. We have a very, very special guest. And so, Karen, would you like to come up and you can introduce our very special guest today?
This is Lucas. He's my grandson, and he just turned 4, and he helps me out with my quilting and stuff. He keeps himself busy and occupied so I can quilt and sew and stuff. He came to help me today, and this was our challenge fabric, and we chose not to do anything quilty with my challenge fabric. I have 2 granddaughters, and so we chose, you want to hold that? I chose to make little skirts for my granddaughters for Christmas. And we're really excited because Mom saw the bigger one and she's really excited. She thought that was really cute. So we made some little skirts and we'll get them some other stuff to complete the outfit.
Those are really cute.
Since we know Elizabeth likes clothes made out of the challenge fabrics. And I also brought a couple other things that I've worked on in the last little while, and Lucas is going to help show me. I also have a brand new grandson. Here, this way, bud. This way. I have a brand new grandson, and I get to go see him this next week. And this is a panel that I bought to stitch, and I just did a hand stitching in between on the green lines and bound it, and then the back was just random blocks from the fabric on the front. And she wanted to decorate in the jungle theme, and this is one of the current rages of jungle fabrics. So,
that's really cute.
Yeah, I think he'll like it. Okay. And then last month I showed you guys an angle play block that I had, a couple of them that I had started, and was making a quilt for my husband for Christmas. And yeah, I didn't quite get it the way I wanted to, but it works. He's kind of in on the know now.
I was going to say, we're not able to surprise him.
Oh, you know what? In our house, we do it that way. We tend to know what each other's getting. But he helped. I actually replaced several blocks that he didn't really like and made a few more. But this is going to be his Christmas present, and this is Margaret Miller's angle play again. And I chose to just do a traditional sashing with the Freedom fabric, and it'll be backed with another piece of Freedom fabric that Elizabeth was kind enough to share with me. So, but this has been what I've been working on and stressing over and trying to figure out. And at one point, Margaret likes to use her angle play and do the sashing and extend the block and make it look not square anymore. And when I did that, it started to look like somebody just tossed up fabric and let it fall, and that was too hard on my eyes, so I said, I can't do it.
I like the sashing.
I liked how it turned out, and it gives the eyes a little bit of a place to rest, but it's definitely not being fearful of the red color at all, which is his favorite color, so that should be kind of nice.
Okay.
So, okay. So that's what I've been working on.
And thank you for coming and helping today.
Say hi, Mom.
Hey.
Okay.
So if everybody goes to www.oregonquilting.weebly.com, you'll be able to see yourself, and all your friends can see you on television.
Look at the camera.
Okay? All right. Thank you. Yep, bye. Very, very nice. Merry Christmas. We're having a fun celebration today. And this is Lynette.
I'm not officially one of the wombats,
Oh,
but
you don't have to be. You're Oregon Quilting.
I took some of her challenge fabric with the pine cones and little holly berries and made this table runner, which I've made. I should have brought some more because I've made it a lot of times with spring flowers and fall pumpkins, and last year I had snowmen, in the middle. Anyway, so it's just a little table runner for Christmas, and with the reds and the green, and then somebody gave me, some parts to use in it too. So.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
an easy pattern.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lynette.
Where am I from? I live right here in Portland, right here in Southwest.
And you work at?
I work at Speckled Hand Quilt Shop which is in Aurora.
So, yes. So thank you. And one of these times we'll be showing a segment from Karen, who designs fabric, and she owns the Speckled Hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you. And this is a block made from the challenge fabric, and Joy Wagner is a musician as well as a quilter, and she also hunts, and she bagged a moose, and she's not here today because she's out elk hunting. So yes, Joy really, she's a musician, she's a hunter. She quilts, and she lives in a lovely log cabin. So we thank her for making this and sending it so we could have that to show. Then we talked about making some quick, easy things for Christmas. So over here I made hearts and little stockings and made a garland. And to make the hearts, you just, like for Valentine's Day, you just cut your little paper pattern. So I cut my little paper pattern, and then if you turn them opposite directions, why then you can get a lot out of one sheet of paper. That's just to show you. Obviously, you're not going to be marking your fabric with your black marker. No, that's just an example so you can get some idea. And this is your one fabric fusible fleece. Now if you have fleece that's fusible on two sides, then you don't need anything else. If it's fusible on just one side, I used Steam-A-Seam 2, so you have to peel the paper off of both sides. And then you just lay them down and you just press them, because it's much easier to do a whole set than to do cut out one at a time and then try and press it and make sure that it doesn't, go all over the place. So I made a lot of the hearts. So besides the garland, I have, I always do an Advent tree. And so I made the purple hearts for the Advent tree. And then I just made bows. And when you make bows, if you do odd number of loops, why you either do 1 or you do 3 or you do 5. And then if it's big bow, why then you do 7, but that can get, but if you want it for a wreath, it just works better with odd numbers. It just looks nicer. And then I have all these little heart ornaments. So when we finish today, all of you can come and you can pick up, you can select an ornament for your tree, the hearts. So that's one quick, easy project that you can do.
Now, how did you attach the ribbons on those?
Oh, I did sew. I sewed the ribbon. I used just a zigzag stitch. And it's 6 inches of ribbon. Hot pads. And instead of putting on, the binding, if you just fold the back fabric over the front, then you don't have to worry about binding. And when you leave today, I have Insel Bright. So if you want to try, well, you can all have a piece of Insel Bright. So this has Insel Bright inside of it. So and a lot of guys cook. So if you need to make something for the man in your life, or your sons if you're trying to teach them how to cook, why, hot pads, quick and easy. Another simple project I do, last 2 shows ago, why we had the quilt with all the different autumn leaves. And it was made with printed treasures. And this also, if you have old postcards, then you don't have to worry about copyright. And I have a lot of old postcards that were my parents. Mainly my father got a lot of postcards. He was born in 1909. So you just enlarge it, and I ran it through my printer, put it on the cloth, peeled the paper off, and then I just put it back on it. And instead of binding again, I just folded it over and added the ribbon. So this you could make quick and easy if there's somebody, you've got a friend or a neighbor that you'd like to give something to, but you don't know exactly what, why, that works. Quick and easy. Now, for all of you trying to figure out what to give the quilter in your life, you can also make bags, reversible bags. And this is Santa, and when it's empty, I'll show you the other side. Tools. We always need more tools. And so, you always need a good cutter. Doesn't matter how many cutters you have. They're always in the wrong room or in the wrong place. So a cutter is always a good thing to have. And this particular one, you can use left-handed or right-handed. They're supposedly all made that way, but some do work better if you're left-handed. So a cutter is always good. Then you have all these little different sizes. And we thank Olfa for all of these wonderful square up rulers. And they're frosted on the back so they don't slide around as easily, and you can still see through them. I mean, if you push them, but they do work. And for a lot of the crazy patches that I do, I use the square up rulers. And then we always need regular rulers. And rulers and square ups come in all different sizes, so you can just go into any quilt shop and just start picking out many different kinds, and the quilter in your life is going to just love you. Now, one very special thing that we have, and I think you've seen Amanda, my granddaughter, use it, and that is the rotary mat. And these come in different sizes. But when you're cutting, if you have a square of your fabric, we'll pretend this is, well, here I've got fabric. And you need to cut it while you cut, and then instead of trying to angle around or move your fabric, all you have to do is rotate your mat, and then you can cut. So every time you're cutting just the way you want to cut, and you don't have to try and do this. So I believe every quilter needs to have one of these, whether it's a little one or this size or a bigger one. Now, some of my mats I've used so much that they've got marks in them. Art gum eraser works. And when you have those lines that you sometimes get, or if you're cutting and part of your fabric just kind of sits in it, all you have to do is just use your art gum eraser. I should have brought one of my very, very worn, but this is just a little something. Art gum eraser you can get lots of places. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money on that quilter that you really love, but you know that they're spending all your money on fabric, why buy them an art gum eraser for Christmas? And one thing that I started making many, many years ago were reversible book bags, and they went to Kenya to orphanages. And then the last 15 years I've been sending them to orphans in the Philippines. So it's just 2 pieces of fabric, and they are reversible. Just turn them the other direction. So one important thing is I sew the 2 pieces together separately. Then when I put them together, one side I fold over for the binding, and that holds it together. And then I stitch on the sides. I stitch down. Before you put on the pockets, put on your straps. Took me a while. I was putting on pockets, and then I couldn't figure out how to put on the handles without sewing over the pockets. So put your handles on and then add your pockets. So those are just a few little ideas for Christmas. And you'll notice I brought my Christmas stocking with me today. It's this one right here. And it will always be available, you know, all month. So if anybody has things they would like to put in it, why, it's just right there. And you know it's mine because it's purple. So we do thank you all for coming and for watching us. And we hope that you do have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and Merry Christmas. And, oh yeah, I always make, the other thing I make hundreds of are these little Christmas stockings. And these work very well, like if you've got just a gift certificate. Instead of using an envelope, why, you can make little Christmas stockings and put those in. So I made those for as long as I can remember. I didn't talk about this. This was actually a birthday present that I got in 2000, and I do not know who it's from. It came to me in the mail, and it's from SSS Timmy. So whoever that is, thank you very much. I have no idea who you are, but I often wear it as a cape instead of putting it on around the tree. And it is paper piece, so you know I did not make it myself. So I thank you, and be sure and look on the website, www.oregonquilting.weebly.com. And we look forward to seeing you next time when we are going to celebrate Happy New Year. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you for coming today. Okay, we have a new challenge, and let me tell you, it's a challenge.
You like challenge.
You like challenge? Well, good, because I thought New Year, we wanted something that was going to be. So this is one of my favorite fabrics, and no, I don't have any more, so it's going to be what is here today. What's the right side up? Here we go.
Look, she's got cool fabric.
Oh, wow.
So,
Pretty.
yeah, it's got piano keys. This has been one of my favorites, and I had 15 yards, and I went back and got 15 yards more, and I made several outfits. And when I went to the Philippines, I left them. I always leave my clothes when I go to the Philippines. So, yeah. So, okay, so would you like a job? You make sure everybody has one of these. Give one to everybody.
You give one to everybody?
Here's some more. Everybody needs one.
Can I have one? Oh, thank you.
Did you give one to Grandma?
Give one to Angela?
I have one.
Oh,
Now, Insel Bright. Can you say Insel Bright? Yes.
wow, that was
Okay.
good.
Make sure everybody needs Insel Bright. Can you give one of those to everybody? And you don't have to use your challenge fabric for this. But if you want to try Insel Bright, why, you can make hot pad for somebody.
Now, is this the same stuff you use on your ironing board? But you still have to put the silver stuff over it, right?
This has the silver stuff in the center.
Yeah, but I thought you still had to put like batting, if you were making a cover for your,
They used
Ironing
to,
board.
the way they used to make this was the silver on top, and they called it Insel Bright,
okay.
and it's Warm Company. Now they've made it with the silver in the middle, and I don't understand. Do you know, Lynette? Do you have it in the shop?
Because they have a silver stuff that you can get that's non-stick. It's like Teflon, but it's part of the same
We've used them
setup.
for like tortilla warmer, you know, sacks or potato.
Because
the baked potato cooker for the microwave that you cook.
This
Yeah.
can't go in the microwave, if I'm not mistaken. There's one
Yeah.
that can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
you're right. It probably can't. It's the warm.
Warm.
The other warm product
Yeah.
that they use on the potato.
Specifically, they make a warm for potatoes sacks.
Yeah,
For
and they
baking.
even have like a quilted kind that you can use to make drapes. And then you have this kind, and there's a number of different kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of the Warm Company and see if we can get a sample of all of them.
Of all of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
and, you know, do
So-
a little
Okay.
PR work.
Thank you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can have one too. Did you take one too? Okay.
Did you
So
get, oh,
maybe
you got a
can-
challenge, yeah?
Maybe you can sew.
Okay, now wave and say, hi, Mom.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank